So let's maybe start more officially, right, guys? Welcome everyone. And for today, we have an open all ends where we are coming here to discuss about governance, discuss about deep funding. This one at the middle of the month is pretty open. We can come talk about anything we believe are important. For example, you can say something about the progress with your circle, what's going on. You can ask any questions, bring any topics, any issues, or even, I don't know, if you're facing a challenge, maybe we can discuss it, help solve this problem. Or maybe you need something from another circle and this is the place. Of course, sometimes Rafael also comes and shares some updates on deep funding and things going on and gets our inputs as all circles, which is also super important. And then usually at the end of the month, we have the monthly updates where we have the 3 minutes updates for everyone with what the circles have been doing to inform the community. Both these sessions are open. Any community member can come, can ask questions, get involved as long as they want and see what the circles are doing. And I think that transparency is really good and an important part of decentralization. But yeah, for today, let's start. Let's wrap it up. Maybe I'll ask Rafael if he has any few words he wants to say. But if he doesn't, or whatever words you have. If you have something you want to talk about in this call, please just raise your hand. We'll make like a list. We'll go through all of you, and yeah, and let's make it interesting. The hand raising is just for organization if we need it. If we don't need it, feel free to unmute and bring your topics. Okay, guys, and don't be afraid to share. Don't be shy. It's a space exactly for that.
Yeah,
Rafael.
definitely. Thank you, Rafael. I'm gonna give the floor for the circles at this point. If I take the time to talk about what we are going through, I'm going to take the whole thing. And this meeting specifically, I would like to have for the circles to interact and discuss. So yeah, and I can suggest perhaps if no one wants to talk about, we can volunteer someone from some circle to talk about something, some topics. Okay.
Yeah, I think sounds good. Anyone wants to go first, or should the event circle come go first? I guess the silence tells it all. Oh, we have Vaio with a raised hand. And Andy, she unmuted herself, but I couldn't hear you, Andy. I don't know if you spoke.
No, I was just gonna suggest a dynamic for everyone to, like have more activity here, but I don't know how it works actually. So
No, but go ahead. Please tell us. I'd love to hear it.
yeah, maybe we could say something like just to break the ice. We can all say something about ourselves, our names, or how we like to be called, and what circle we belong to, and then yeah. Like, for example, if I start, I would say, my name is Andrea. You can call me Andy, or I don't care, actually. And I am from the Dev Outreach Circle. And I would like to know more about Kenby. And then Kenby follows, and then he says, I want to know more about someone else. But I don't know if that will help.
No, I think that's a good idea. Why not test it out? That's exactly the point. We make the call, the circles decide what we should do, and I like that idea. It's good to know a little bit more about each other, right? And even know what circle we are working with, right? Can be. Are you there? Andrea would like to know more about you. Yeah, yeah. That's the sometimes the problem with these uh
Okay, then
dynamics.
I choose Ayo.
Okay. Uh, I didn't see that coming. I should have just muted my video and just run away. All right, I guys. I'm Ayo. I'm from Nigeria. I am also from the event circle, and I also as an extension, Andrew Lumio, and then the community website. And yeah, I would like to know a little bit more about Maro from Marketing Circle.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Mauro. I'm from Argentina. I'm an attorney from the Buenos Aires Bar Association, current leader of the Marketing Circle, and have been in a deep funding ecosystem for a while, from the start's beginning. Indeed, Rafa wasn't there, not there yet. We met in the meantime. We were onboarding at the same time. So that's all for my side, and I would like to know Tobias.
Hello, guys. Good afternoon
Hello.
from this side. I'm from Nigeria, and I'm from the review circle. I've been in deep funding for almost a year now. Can you
All
guys
right.
hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
I think
Can you
that's it
nominate
from
what?
my end here, and I would like to hear from Guillermo.
Hi, everyone. Guillermo from Argentina. Uh, um, Developer. I've been part of the funding community since round 2. That was 2 years ago. I'm part of the LATAM community. Founded proposal in round 3. Also part of the Collab Hub initiative founded in Beta 4. I'm part of a event circle as leading the regional expansion of deep funding councils for Latin America in Spanish and Portuguese, a big challenge that we have been going through for almost 4-5 months now. So that makes me also part of a marketing circle or task force or team that we are pushing all together towards the same direction. Yeah, happy to see you guys. And also part of the review circle. And happy member of this community.
Guillermo, all perfect. You just need to nominate someone else to go after you,
Okay,
Guillermo.
I'm I don't know this dynamic, but I'm loving it. So let me see who's there that I haven't already went for it. My friend Major, are you there?
Yeah, I guessed that Guillermo is going to call me. Okay, I'm just like Guillermo, we are doing a lot in deep funding. So I'm part of the operation circle, and yeah, on the side, I am part of the event circle, more like publicity on the event circle. So I try to reach out and advertise and yeah, something like that for the event circle. And I've been in deep funding for a year now. I think immediately after Rafael was onboarded, that's he brought the initiative of bringing up the review circle. So I was previously part of the review circle and all. And yeah, that's just it about me, a boring guy. And I would love to nominate okay, Ishan looks new. So yeah, Ishan.
Hi guys, my name's Ashan from India, and I'm not necessarily a part of any circle, but I've been helping the developer outreach circle with starting up their first hackathon, this and that. And yeah, I would like to nominate Sucre and Spice. I don't know if you're here.
Yeah, I'm here. Hello, everyone. And I was also saying if I was going to speak, I was going to nominate you, Aishan. So, yeah, so I'm Super and Spice. or you can call me Sophia. I'm part of the review circle, one of the coordinators in the review circle, and I've been with the deep funding team since round two. So I don't know what year that is. Yeah, so that's just about me. Yeah, and also involved in Singularity Net Ambassador program as well. So I will just pass it on to, let me see, Ken B. I don't know if he has spoken before.
Ken B hasn't
Hello, Ken
spoken,
B.
but
Okay.
he
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah. Hello, everyone.
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
yeah. Now we can.
Yeah.
All right.
Now we can.
All right. I'm Kenneth from Ghana, and okay, I'm a software engineer. I was in a community earlier this year, but for some reason it's got detached. I'm trying to get back and see where I left off. Yeah.
Right. Awesome. Can you nominate someone?
All right.
Now it's getting harder because it will be harder to keep track, right?
All right. Rohu. Yeah, Rohu or Rojo.
Hi everyone. I'm Rojo. So I'm a mathematician slash data scientist, data engineer. Depends on the day, basically. Yeah, I have been involved in the ambassador program, in the review circle, now the operations circle. Yeah, that's it about me. Nomination. Harry, have you spoken yet?
Hey guys, no, not yet. I just joined the meeting, so I'm assuming we're just doing a round robin. So yeah, I'm Harry, and we do some programs for DF3 and DF4. DF3's around putting an AI to our audit that we do for businesses and organisations, and the DF4 one is with Ubio and with WADA, looking at getting more devs out in Africa. So thank you. And hey.
All right. All right. Do you want me to help you with nominating someone as you are not here, or do you want to do it yourself still?
Well, no, because I don't know who's been, so I'll leave that to you. Thank you very much.
All right. Let's hear it from Subir. Subir, are you there?
Hello.
Hello.
I hope you guys can hear me. Shobir Acharya. So I've been with Deep Funding since round one. I live outside of New York. So I've been doing startups since about 2007. I'm the outgoing person on the awarded circles team, and I've been most of this year I've been trying to help out, sort of sort out platform issues. Get people to sort of express their problem. Hopefully, sort of make the process easier.
Awesome. Thank you, Subir. Do you have someone to nominate?
I think we are. Who did we miss? Ken. Ken, did we miss? Ken,
Ken
we
was
did already.
Yeah,
okay.
but
So
we can go with maybe Juan Pablo, if that's okay with you, Subir.
yeah, sure.
Yeah, hello everyone. Sorry, I was on mute. I'm Juan Pablo. I'm here in Deep Funding from January. I'm part of the marketing circle. Usually, I'm the guy that posts a lot of things on Twitter, on LinkedIn, on Telegram, Discord. I also do the video editions and some other stuff that are related to our duties. So that's it. I'm on Mattermost. If any question related about the marketing circle, you can do it.
All right, thank you. Now that it's getting tougher, I think we are only missing 3 more people, right? Ubio, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Do you want to present yourself?
Yeah, I'm Ubio. I've been in this ecosystem, I think, since end of round one. Yeah, start of round two. I think that's when I joined. Um, I've basically worked mostly in the deep funding focus group, And then also now also helping with the dev reach outreach circle. For now, I'm just the contact person, and I and Andre. For now, hopefully someone else will be able to take that position soon. And yeah, just trying to engage the community and see how everything is going. I work with the likes of Harry on different projects. Yeah, I've worked with a lot of people on the call, depending on the projects they are actually holding. So I I love to see myself if this were to be football as a free role guy, right? That guy that can work with different projects on different stuff. I work with the deep funding academy project and like so many ongoing projects in the deep funding. I enjoy working with projects and I enjoy seeing projects come to pass. So I think that's actually my motivation and that's what makes me happy. So yeah, nice to talk to you and hopefully I will be able to work with more people here and we keep getting things done.
Awesome, Julio. Thank you. Thank you. Miss Abby, are you here?
Hi everyone.
Hello.
I'm Miss Hadi. I'm from Ghana and I'm part of the review cycle. And I've been with Deep Funding for 5 months now. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. For the last one, Esther, are you here?
Hi, I'm here, yes. Yeah, I'm Esther. Great to be here. I'm not a member of a circle, but I'm supporting with decentralization across the different communities in SingularityNet and just do my best to support where I can, and been working with Rafael Cardoso as well to think about how the network can collaborate and think about a collaboration platform. And I'm working with the Global Ethics Initiative with some people from the Ambassador Program and our team in SingularityNet. And yeah, just great to hear from everybody. Thank you. Am I the last one?
Yes, I think so. Thank you so much.
No, you're not. The two Rafaels have not gone.
Okay. Rafael, do you want to go first as the older Rafael?
Please go on.
Me? Well, hello everyone. I'm Rafael, co-coordinator of the event circle, and as Esther pointed out, also working on the jobs and collaboration platform. And yeah, I guess I'm your host right now, so you all have to deal with me. And right now, Rafael, go ahead, please.
Thank you, Rafael. Yeah. No, you see, I am smiling all the time. Well, I'm Rafael. I'm from Brazil and currently here as well, and working as the operations manager for the program, the Deep Funding program, and trying to do my best to make this happen and for us to achieve our purpose, to feed our decentralized marketplace with good AI services, good and efficient AI services. So yeah, thank you very much for all of you that are here. I would like to take the turn to celebrate one thing that happened today that I am willing to have for a long time, which was we had more than half of the people present in this meeting opening its cameras. Yay! Really nice to see it. I would love to thank Andrea, Andy as well for the idea. That's the spirit and kind of what I had in mind to discuss with you as well as the all hands. And please, if you don't have the camera on, not a problem, okay? It's just because it's something that's good to have as well, but it's totally understandable if it's not possible or it's fine. But getting back to track, this type of situations where the circles or the members of the circles don't only wait for things to happen and to be told what to do, but take the lead and say, hey, what if I do this? It might be good. So here, Andy, in a small, of course, a small example of this, did, hey, what if we do introductions? It's a simple step, but it was good that came from her, from someone that were here, instead of us saying, hey, do that, and do that. The decentralization goes in this direction. So it's not only a word, a pretty word that we are using. Oh, we want to be decentralized. No, it's for the circles and circle members also take the lead to create, co-create, and participate into this ideation process and execution. Okay, so thank you very much for all of you that are here and contributing. Yeah. Rafael, please.
Thank you, Rafael. You took my words. I was going to thank Andrea as well, but now it's done. I'm not gonna repeat myself, and that's it. And anyone else who wants to come with ideas, topics, whatever. This is the point. We want to give you like total freedom. We don't want to dictate what we are going to do and talk, because then where's the collaboration? Where's the creativity? Where are the things really need to succeed? They won't be here, right? So that being said, Ayo, you had your hands up. Do you still want to say something? Sorry, but yeah, I like the idea of Andrea. Great to start and great to see your faces and even learn a little bit more about each one of you and what you do in deep funding. Go ahead, Ayo. Feel free.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Thanks so much, Rafael. So I'm quite enjoying this call, and I think this is like the most relaxed calls that I've been on deep funding. It's just quite good, and yeah, thanks to Andy once again. I think that at the next one, we'll probably flip the script and see how many people can remember other people's introductions and about them. So maybe I'll be able to remember where people come from and what they do and the circles that they work with and all of that. Okay, so I've been thinking about this for, I mean, just about 2 weeks. And Esther, but now you're prepared. So you get to go back to watch the YouTube videos. You get to take your notes. I was just kidding. I was just saying maybe. I mean, all right. So I've been thinking about this for about 2 or 3 weeks, and it's the concept that this is a community, and we have people in different circles, and sometimes we have to, you know, communicate. And yeah, I mean, there's basic communication, like I know you, we're doing stuff together and all of that. But there's a part of communication which is basically expectations, right? So if I belong to the event circle, what circles are the event circles working with? Rafael, your hands.
Go first, after you.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. All right. So, if, for example, I belong to the event circle, and in the course of my work in the event circle, I realized that I needed to work with the marketing circle, and sometimes it's me and Mario, and then mostly it's me and Joan Pablo, and then so I get things coming from the events from marketing circle. So I was thinking that I wish that I could find maybe like a expectations or process charts of how circles interrelate. And so if there was something or a document or a chart where if I belong to event circle, I know what operation circle does for me. I mean, everybody knows what operation circle does for them, really, you know, and because it's just hard to not know what operation circle does for people, But what about dev outreach? What about review circle? Does the review circle just work alone with the awarded teams, or or are there things that I want to do as a member of the circle with other circles? Now, so I was thinking that there could be a conversation where people could just basically say, "Hi, I'm the coordinator of this particular circle, or I'm a member of this particular circle. I would like to, I need this, and I think I'm not sure what circle is supposed to provide that for me." And because, for example, I brought this up when we're talking at the event circle earlier call today, and Rafael Cardoso was talking about how we need to have like a list of circles, coordinators, and then members of each circle, right? And I told Rafael that I think Rafael will give you that. And then Victor said, no, I think Operation Circles will give you that. The Operation Circle will give that to you. Now, it's just interesting because sometimes we don't know who or what circle is supposed to provide, some of the things that we need to function as a circle. Obviously, no circle can function in isolation. I mean, it's not an island. So I was just wondering what people think. Is this something that we should do together? Is this something that maybe the event circle should undertake and see how to put this together? Is it okay if I come to your DM to ask you? Is it okay to make a document? I just want to see what people think generally about this. I mean, are other people experiencing this? Do people have expectations from other circles that they've not been able to, pass across and things like that? So yeah, just curious.
Okay, well, I have an answer for it, but I would love to hear from the members here first. Your thoughts, guys, about this. Ish, please.
So I've just been helping with the developer outreach circle with their initial hackathons. And I think the biggest problem that we've run into is, I wouldn't say it's a problem, but like it would be nice to have more communication channels with the marketing team. I think that is our primary problem that we've been running into is we don't know who has access to the Telegram, to the Discord, to the X, to the whatever. Because we know Judith, who is in the developer outreach circle, has been really great with just figuring out and a little bit of outreach. But it would be nice to have some sort of direct communication with them, not just through calls. Like it would be nice to have an asynchronous group or something like that so we can reach out to them. There's no time constraints or anything like that. So yeah, if the event circle has anything in mind for that, that would be fantastic. But I think Andy might have a little bit more to say because I think she had a marketing meeting with them today. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys want me to talk about it, but yeah, we just have a meeting a few minutes ago, and we decided to create a WhatsApp group. So if you want to join in, send me your phone number, and I think that's the way we can, like have these communications with them. They were really open to collaborate, and there are a few things that we have to go through before, like setting goals with them. So yeah, that's what I have to say.
Yeah, let me jump quickly here because I might reduce the length of the discussion by giving you the perspective from deep funding. Yes, it's important to have these communications set up. What I am developing now is exactly the structuring in which the circles will be able to interact, not only in the sense of ideation and etc., but also for tasks. A few months ago, I started the process that is a tool that is called task request system, where each circle can request to another circle a specific task, and then you are going to describe, you are going to put your expectations on date, how many hours, and so on, if you know. And also the outcome that you are expecting as a quality assurance process, right? So if the dev outreach circle has the intention to have a WhatsApp group, they can inquire the marketing circle. I'm just mentioning an example here. And the marketing circle will discuss them. You can have back and forth communication asking, okay, but what you want with that, if it's not clear, can be a telegram, etc., etc., etc. So it's interesting because I was having this discussion with Jan exactly before we were talking. I asked here, Rojo, don't let me lie, because I asked him this morning about this to be integrated in the system he is developing. But of course, one main point for this is that we don't want to create bureaucracy in the process, but we also don't want to leave it too loose in a sense that we put a request in a channel in Mattermost or WhatsApp or Telegram, and then it's missing. right? So this is not the ideal process. So we have to have a level of structuring, but that doesn't create a hard way of doing it. So yes, we are thinking about that. We are developing. We had the first experiment a few months ago, as I said. We learned from this process and now implementing. Ayo, about the situation of the what are the circles and what they are for, I think it was with Gabriel then, because I could swear it was with you that we had this document with what are each circle and what their purpose and etc. I'm gonna double check if it wasn't, because it's under the community website. That's the why, one of the whys the community website was created. It's exactly to give this back to the community in order, not only the community, but the whole ecosystem, to understand which are the circles and what they are doing and what their purpose, right? And having you in the front of the community front would be good for you to know this as well and implement there, right? Yeah, that's the main points. For instance, here I would love to give. We have dev outreach, we have event circle, we have marketing circles, right? The three circles that are pushing for the community growth. And in the last town hall, I gave a overview, a broad perspective on where would be the borders, sometimes overlapping in between these circles, but we need to make it even more clear. And the community, the blog post that I'm writing is going to go with that, the structuring of circles, the vision for circles and where we should be. The vision, for instance, goes in what I said before: interaction, decentralized, independent, taking action and initiative on doing stuff. That's the vision that we have for it. But I'm gonna give the word to Ubio now and stop talking a bit. Ubio, please.
Yeah, Rafael, thank you. So I think I'm one person that I've actually seen the tool you were trying to build in place. And yeah, I think there are two things I want to say. Sometimes things don't work, not because they are wrong, but because those ideas are probably ahead of their time, right? So it was a clear idea and good one that you had, but I think 4 or 5 months ago, the conversation around that was not as important as it is now. And so sometimes ideas fail not because it wouldn't have, but because there wasn't a need as at that time. Just like we saw with Zoom, I think, for example, if not for the COVID experience, probably the world would have still not adopted Zoom the way it was. But today now it's everywhere because a problem came and it became a solution. So the cross circle tool for communicating and all of that is a very important one. But I think 4 or 5 months ago, we're still growing. And I think the growth of the community after round 4 has been tremendous. And that's why this conversation is probably pushing up again. Second to that is, I do think, now this is a personal opinion, that this tool, a tool that would actually work will not necessarily be a form or something. It has to be a tool that is embedded inside a community tool that everybody is already using, that creates that, and then whenever something is being sent, it sends a notification to everybody. So just to put in some context, I also had this idea. I think I shared something with you a little bit on a UI, but I left it when I saw that, oh, there is actually a community approach towards all of this. So I wanted to see how the community approach, the community tool would be built first, and see if I can now hand over that UI to them or incorporate what I think, or if I can now come in and be like, can I build this and add on top of it and open source it as well, on top of what is being built, right? So I already had that idea, but I think it will be a tool. So first we needed, well, two things I'm seeing here. First is we need a tool that every circle member has access to. So if you're a member of the review circle, you have access to this tool. So you have your reviewer circle where you guys log in, you can see what's going on in your own tool. Other circles can actually do, and that's how I imagine this tool. But like I said, I wanted to see what is being built first, so I can now introduce this idea as well, instead of building something in parallel and messing everything up. So we'll rather build on top, since it's going to be open source, or I can hand over the blueprint to the community builders and be like, okay, so this is what I thought. But this is the idea I had, right? So reviewer circle will actually have their own portal. The dev outreach circle will have their own portal. A marketing circle will have their own portal, and in that portal, they can get access to analytics of what's going on, discussions, meetings, everything. Then they will also have access to tags that other communities or other circles are actually requesting from them. So when that happens, once there is a request, it automatically sends a message to everybody in that particular circle, or quote and unquote, we can decide it sends only to the coordinators of that particular circle, so that they all get informed immediately that there is a request. And then, so even before their next meeting, they can already start trying to engage in that request and all that. So I think two things I want to say is that, one, your idea was quite relevant, but the community was still growing as at that time, so it couldn't have been. If you had built it then, I can bet you finished everything. Only maybe the utilization would still be less. And then also number two is that I feel that the best use case would be for it to be embedded inside a structure or a system that the community is already, everybody's already using, that now creates that relevance so that people can automatically engage.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you. Without knowing, you kind of described what we are doing, and I would love to invite Rojo. Are you there, Rojo?
Yep.
I would love to invite Rojo to give an overview. I'm not sure if you can share screen, Rojo, or it's only with Safa. To guys, just a glimpse, okay, of what we are doing about dashboards and etc.
Well, that will need a couple of minutes to set up.
Okay.
Maybe we can
if you
schedule it
can.
next week. Yeah, because I
Okay,
don't know.
next week we have the town hall, so it would be 2 weeks from now. Well, in short, what we are doing is it's a very complex, I would say, not complex, but thorough dashboard where we are showing at the beginning, the idea was to show the milestones, projects, how many projects are completed, how many are in ongoing, or it's stopped, or anything like that. That would help the community to see the overall picture, but also for us to be able to coordinate and work better in the sense of milestones and projects and etc. But then things started to grow, and now we have more in these dashboards. And as I mentioned this morning, I asked Rojo to also bring into this solution, which will be in the community website, right? We are also embedding this in the community, parts of it at least, to show the community what's going on with the funding that we are dispersing. And we would have, Ubio, this way of giving, perhaps at this moment, not individually per circle in each part, but certainly in the near future, for us to request one circle to another circle, and even within the circle, you also can request some task within your own circle and following. The automation part and of notification, it was where I stopped it last time because it needed this automation, which Rojo was leading, but he had other priority to tackle. But now we are going to be able to have this and streamline the process. So hey, you have a request, take a look. And as we are doing for the payments of milestones, okay? So in this case, we are aligned, and it's understandable that this being shared in the community website, it's something good, And that's where we are going to have the community being able to operate as well the system. Okay, so yeah, unfortunately we don't have here to share screen a bit because it wasn't planned.
I can also add a bit. I'm very sorry about that. Like I was trying to find actually the folder where the project is to run it, but I can't seem to find it. So maybe next time. But one very important feature is that, to be honest, what we're taking as the absolute priority, obviously, is teams, like awarded teams, because that's all what defunding is about. Those are the ones that will be getting features and automations first. But we also are trying to include circles as well. For example, payments. A lot of operations for the payments are already automated. And we're trying to do even more for that. The platform or the operating system or the system, what are we calling it? The operation system. Okay. The operation system we're building is, to be honest, started with a lot of information about teams. But what we're currently going to be developing as well is payments, for example, payment auditing. So we're trying to get access to coordinators first to kind of like streamline the payments for circles and make that process just a bit smoother. I know a lot of you, not a lot of you, but a couple of you dealt with changing wallets, and that's a whole story by itself. You need to reach out to a couple of people and you don't know whether it is changed or not. You cannot really confirm that, right? Unless somebody tells you, but then should you trust them 100%? I mean, I don't know. So these kind of processes and these kind of misalignments, that's where we're kind of trying to fix as much as possible. And really having access to your own data and you being able to see what's going on for yourself, and if you're a coordinator for your whole team, I think that will be very positive for all circles, basically.
All right, thank you, Kofo and Rafael. Rafael, do you have anything to say more on this topic, or is it done? All right, no more questions.
One small addition, we have the combined documentation document. I don't know if everyone is aware of it. I'm pretty sure some people are not. So I will share a link here. So basically what we did is we took a couple of documents that were documenting different processes, whether it's for review circle, whether it's for different circles, and we took everything that has to do with defunding. Obviously, there are still some things missing, but everything that we could find, and we put it in one place. I think that will make a lot of your lives easier. So I'm gonna share it in the chat in a second once I find it. But yeah, you basically have a Git book where you can find some information.
Yeah, I have one more thing also about Gitbook. I mentioned it before to the community in town halls and also hands that we are working heavily on a playbook. So every process, or at least most of the process that we have, I would love to have them in this Gitbook, which you can go step by step and for doing something. And this is because as we are decentralized, that one person might be here today, but tomorrow no. It's part of the game in decentralization, and the how to do has to be in some sort of document folder, and Gitbook was the chosen one. Okay, so every circle that is here represented and not has have processes. So please, especially the coordinators, but also the members, we are going to need your help. So if you have a process, put step by step what's that process in a document, and then deliver to the operation circle where we can put in this Gitbook. Rojo, do you have easily the link to the Gitbook that we have now, the last one?
Yeah, I shared it in chat.
Oh, you shared. Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, sorry about that. And this is very important because we want to have it resilience. We want to have resilience in all the processes, regardless if I am here or I am not, if Rafael or Juan Pablo or anyone else is here or not, things should run. Okay, that's very important. And also the processes will solve a lot of issues that you have normally in communication.
All right. So just for clarification, is any process, external, internal, anything we do that we have a clear process should be on that document?
Exactly. For proposers, which is external, for instance, we are going to have the playbook as well. If I am a proposer, oh, I have here the part. Oh, if I am a awarded project, if I am a voter, right? I'm just voting. I'm not part of this other role. If I am a circle member for this specific circle, so what to do, and so on, so on, so on. Yeah, that would be the case.
Okay, so
A very small clarification is that at first I was a bit critical of this idea because I thought, well, there are some information that might be private and all these things. But then when I spoke with Rafael more and more, I realized like most of circles are community members and there isn't really anything private that you can have in a circle. Unless it's some password or something like that. But if it's processes, it shouldn't be private because you will always have community members join in some circle. So that kind of solved it on that side.
yeah, that's true. It makes sense. Although, like, it would be nice to have, like, for example, external processes. Like, for example, anyone can come to the town hall and decide a topic for us to speak about, try to organize something. So, like, that's something we want to have, like, super relevant for people to know how to do and go easily on that.
Yep.
While internal processes is fine to share, but probably is not interesting for the majority of people. So it's also a matter of like balancing the information and like giving more relevance to what the overall community wants, and then having on the background the other processes which probably are not as relevant for normal users or whatever
I
we
would
want.
say, Cardoso, that we are taking the perspective here of a role, right? As I mentioned, that if I am a voter, I'm not quite interested in knowing how you propose, right? So we are trying to split in this sense. If I want to participate in a town hall, not necessarily I want to know how the town hall and regional town hall is paid for, right? So that's the perspective that we are willing to bring. If I want to do this, I have this link, so I go and it's going to be very direct into what I want. And to be fair, this kind of relies on releasing a bit my workload, where many types of roles reach out to me. Oh, I want to do this. What I do, and then I repeat myself sometimes 1, 2, 3 times for people, especially during the rounds, because we don't have a document that shows. And having Google Docs in a folder is not ideal as well. So Gitbook. But you are right. It's from a role perspective to go into what I want, not a total documentation that I go through everything to understand that small part of what I was.
Also, further on your question, Rafael, is when it comes to prioritizing, so people might be interested in a certain information much more than another. One thing I am currently doing with the documentation is the order. So you will notice that in the order, the most sought for information will be up, and the most information that nobody cares about, that is specific to a certain circle or whatever, is going to be down. Like, you know, it's not easily findable unless you scroll down, basically. But yeah, there is this prioritizing kind of schema.
Sounds good. The roles and prioritization sound like a good and needed idea. Esther, please go ahead. You have your hand up.
Yeah, so I just wanted to ask whether there is a strategy for managing the information over time, because one critique that Jan has leveled at things like Confluence and other sorts of unified information structuring is that it's great to put all of these resources together, but without proper maintenance on a regular basis, they tend to get very obsolete very quickly. And so I wondered if there is a plan in place to make sure that the information is up to date, and if there is kind of responsibility assigned to specific people at specific intervals to make sure that they are updated.
Well, yeah, that's a perfect point, Esther. And yes, we do have to have this maintenance, ongoing maintenance, right? In the case now, it's about the circles. The circles will have the ownership on their own processes. And within the circles, we have the coordinators that will be in charge of, hey, we changed this. So they have to reach out or go there and change the process. Because in the end, it's going to be a headache for themselves, right? If the process is not updated when we have new people joining, they will make it the wrong way. So it's kind of delegating the responsibility here into hands. Again, decentralization is not only a pretty word, right? It's not about Rafael here, me saying, yeah, you have to do this, and oh, didn't you do that, and so on. It's about also creating a culture of ownership from circles for the circles itself. Rubio.
Still speaking to the critique that Esther brought in. So the big question is there going to be an administrative tool attached to this, or an administrative feature attached to this tool where these coordinators are given the right to edit? Because now where this becomes tough is where the coordinators have to send information to another circle, and then that circle now does the updating. If that works for the first round, but if it is not iterative such that at any point in time we are making the update, or we can now internally assign someone that will be making updates, I think that's where that issue of lack of continuous updates to most of these repositories or knowledge bases usually occur. Because when the process is a little bit longer, people be like, okay, I'm going to send it out. Okay, so don't worry, we'll make the changes, and that gets stuck. Before we know, it's 3 months, it's 6 months, and this information has not been updated. So I just want to know, maybe it's a critique, maybe it's an addition, but whatever that is, that the coordinators must have direct access, and should be the interface should be such that they don't need to know. They can just easily just write it or an update. Like, it should just be the simple stuff. They don't need to do anything. They don't need to know how the tool works, but they can just go simply click edit and update it, and as simple as that. So yeah, just adding to that.
At the moment, yeah, no, it's a perfect input, Silvio. At the moment, we are keeping it a bit centralized because we want to have the first ones, even for examples, right? But in my vision, we are going to have something like a Wikipedia for it, where you go there, you change, and make it the way. Of course, some level of permission is going to be created for members, perhaps. But if you are a member, thank you, Mauro. If you are a member of that circle, you can, and you are the one executing the process. For instance, we have here JP. He is the one editing videos, right? And then he realized that it would be better by doing this like this. Then he goes there and put in the Gitbook. That's the idea. But at this point, we need to bootstrap. We need to start the process, and it's a little more centralized. I guess only myself and Rojo have the access to the Gitbook. But I am willing to reach to all of circles and have more. And also, for instance, even myself, I asked Rojo because I have plenty of these step-by-step processes. I do like to work like this and in processes. I made a lot already, for instance, the expert review group and last round and etc. on step-by-step. But I am not that expert in Gitbook. Rojo has more, it's more knowledgeable. And then we have another situation, how to have people that are completely out of the Gitbook process, how they will input the data. So many situations to us to assess and have answers there. But I trust that we are going to get there.
Hisham, go ahead.
Just a quick disclaimer. So I've been working with Gitbook for SNet, just working on some documentation for them. And the problem with Gitbook is I'm pretty sure for every seat that you want, like for people to edit the Gitbook, it's an additional like $8. So that might be a problem that you run into there. I don't know how exactly you'd want to solve that, but you can sync the Gitbook to a GitHub, and then people can just edit the documentation on the GitHub, and that's free. But then they have to know how to use GitHub, and that's a whole other thing. So, yeah.
Yeah, the original idea was indeed GitHub I had with Rojo many months ago, because of this. But at this moment, it's what we have. If any of you knows about other tool that does the same, actually Esther is here yet. My first week in SingularityNet, I proposed to Esther, I guess Peter was there as well. We had perhaps someone else, and I said, hey, we should have a Wikipedia for deep funding to onboard people in a more in a frictionless way, right? So people, oh, what I do to become a community member and participate. So go in the Wikipedia and take a look. And then Gitbook came through. I'm not sure if Rojo or someone else that said, yeah, well, let's use Gitbook because it's better because of this or that. And the Wikipedia would also be something more perhaps aligned with this pricing thing, right? Because we have plenty in the market that could even be used in the community portal. Think about it.
What, a wiki?
A wiki, yeah.
A SingularityNet
Yeah,
wiki or a deep funding wiki.
yeah. I even created a channel in Slack. I'm not sure if you remember.
I do, yeah, I do remember.
Week deep funding or deep funding week, something like that, for us to discuss and start to put content there where we would create to onboard people.
Yeah. I mean, another free software, I don't know if it structures things in the same way though, is RetroShare, which is a kind of sharing social network. I don't know if anybody's tried that, but it doesn't have the same file structure or presentation structure, that kind of tree that Wikipedia and that Gitbook have, but there may be ways of playing with it that would make it suitable. I don't know. I think that's a free software, and it works on a kind of social network sharing level. So like you make connections in your network, and then files can be shared in the network.
Additionally, what we can be seen here is something that I proposed a few months ago as well. Perhaps it's under what Ubio said about solutions that would come ahead that I was seeing, is the creation of a documentation circle or something like that, right? Then we would have members going after the information, requesting and being able, because in the structure that we have nowadays, I'm not seeing, as Ubio mentioned it, I'm not seeing at all we keeping up with the updates on everything that's going to happen, evolve and improve in the processes of circles and etc. So it might be good to have a specific group of people dealing with that, and then we can have the book, but with a more directive, in a more directive way. Just an idea.
Are you talking about like another circle or something that would deal specifically with knowledge management?
Yes,
I think that would be a really good use of funding to be able to do that, because then there would be some continuity in processes for changing hands, because another issue is what happens when somebody leaves. So yes, having a community-based circle, so still decentralized, but a community-based circle that is responsible for the continual updating of the systems, I think that would be really good.
Yes, nowadays, Mayor is, for instance, for our portal. So every time we perform a payment or a team delivers their milestone, then Mayor goes there and update the portal. And it's already a struggle, right? Now imagine portal, which we are automating. I already discussed it with Rojo. I draw the whole process to have this big thing and processes for automating via CSVs. Then would be better. But for this wiki or Gitbook, I see that would be better to have people. And what we can do now is to have under the operations circle someone taking care more specifically of this documentation or knowledge management, as you very well put, Esther. And if it serves the need, we can increase and create its own circle. This is also what I am writing this blog post of strategy for circles on how to create a circle. I don't want to have an idea, oh, let's create a circle, boom, and then the circle is created. I would prefer to have something more even organical, where you already have a circle. Then you put that, you frame those activities and roles under that circle, but more specifically. And as it grows, the circle will give the birth to another circle. Then we can experiment and see if it's indeed something needed, instead of just creating and then it's not the case. Let's cut it. So bringing more problems than solutions, right? That might be here the case. And we can discuss within the operations circle as well to have a knowledge management member or to deal with this.
It could be good to try out a few different methods of doing it, because one way of doing it could be for each circle to form a circle out of one individual from each other circle in kind of holocratic style or similar. So if each circle nominates one knowledge guardian or something, knowledge steward, and they form another circle, if there is capacity to do that. Or there may be other configurations as well that might work, and it's just a matter of trialing to see.
Definitely more decentralized and a good approach. However, I had the same situation with documenting meetings. And I discussed it with Ayo and others, Jan, and it was a tough one because we were, we are going to burden people with documentation. People normally don't like to work with this, and we are going to see. So we dropped it and we created what? The open all hands with the updates. So now we have the main things being discussed in these meetings, and we don't need to have someone taking notes in the calls and sharing in the right folder, etc., etc. But I agree, it's an approach that can be tried as well in this sense, right? Let's try different things and see which one is better.
Definitely. I think I see what you mean, that people from each group might not have necessarily signed up to do knowledge management or be that happy about it. Well, I mean, one way to address that would be to have two or three people who form the core knowledge management, or however we choose to frame it, group, and then they have a nominated person in the circles who they interact with, but those people don't have responsibility for the main strategy or the main operations of that. It's just that there needs to be contact between, but maybe that's just overthinking it.
Yeah, and honestly, it's good to have here, and the very people that we have to be discussing this are here, right? It's the circles and the members of the circles itself that would say, yeah, no, you know what, no, or yes, it's something that we can do and we should do. So open to you guys if you would like to have something like this or like that.
I would like to jump into this conversation because, for example, we in the deaf outreach circle, we are fortunate that we had someone that is excited about doing documentation, Andre, right? So Andre is excited about that. So what we do is after every call, she documents what we discussed and put it in our group, so other members who are not on the call can actually go read and see what's going on. Even Jan has never been in our call, but he knows everything going on there because we are always updating it on the in that group, right? So we are just fortunate. Before now, I had to be doing that, and I will tell you that was the hardest task of my life because I'm not excited about that, right? But I just knew the importance of that, and especially being that our calls are at very odd hours, so a lot of people cannot join our calls, so it was extremely important that we do that. But I will be frank, it wasn't an exciting task. If I have an option, I wouldn't want to do that. And so the third thing I want to add to the conversation is that now fast forward to the focus group. Now, for us, we have a lot of conversations ongoing, and we try different strategy. We try to rotate. Okay, you take it this week, and another person take it. It didn't work because when it gets to some people who are not excited about that task, it doesn't just work. Then we now said, okay, at the end of the calls, let's go to a particular document and put it in. It still did not work. And why it didn't work is because not everybody wants that. Some people just want to engage themselves with what is going on in that circle and not necessarily about documentation, putting all of these things together. So that is where this whole stuff comes in, right? So there are people who are not excited about this, and we have to be careful to strike a balance with that. So if there were to be a tool and then we ask Andre at the end of it, put it there, I think it would be quite easier for her because she's already doing that on the group. So it would just be to put the same exact stuff. But I'm sure their circles, especially more technical circles, would find it tougher to actually execute on this task. So I think it's just a wild balance over there, and I don't know what the solution could be. One solution I've seen in other groups is they have secretary who joins every call and put in everything. But again, the sensitivity of certain calls, especially in our own group, in Deep Funding Focus Group, does not even allow that a secretary can join every such call. So I don't know. It's a very tough situation, but I don't know what the solution could be.
Maybe like an AI note taker or something help with that? Just taking some
The
notes?
problem with AI takers is that they skip the most important thing and they actually think what they capture what is important to them. So what is important to us is not important to AI, and what is important. So sometimes the most important things can be very salient point. Like for example, in this conversation that we've had in this call, the most important things could be that which we didn't even spend up 3 minutes. And if we don't know what the algorithm is for most of these AI tools, so maybe it also checked into time how many minutes was used to spend on a particular topic and all of that. And most times it's not always the case.
Yeah, I know. It's not perfect at all. It's just maybe like a faulty solution to have some
Yeah,
notes
and also
easily,
it cannot retract sensitive information.
And we've been there as well. I had many discussions with Ayo and then with Jan, and Ubio also involved in making some calls of this. And for me, it was the best way of doing it. Get the AI. Because of this situation, we'll just mention it after the call, get the content and say, oh, no, this is too much. Oh, the AI missed this. But we still would need to rely on some people going through. And as Ubio mentioned, that we tried to do this in the focus group. I guess only the first and second time it went well, and then vanished. In my mind, it should be an RFP for a good meeting read or something for us to have and be able to collect and gather information from meetings. But the way out, it was I had this idea of bringing this all hands with the updates, and let's see, right? It's also everything in deep funding, almost everything. It's experimentation. Hopefully, it's going to work properly to keep the main topics clear to everyone.
Yeah, I mean, maybe one thing that needs to be thought about is like how to organize different kinds of information, because there's crucial onboarding information and then there's crucial operational information, like who's got the passwords to what. And then there's sort of general keeping up to date with things like meeting notes and meeting summaries and what's happening sort of day to day. And it would be interesting to see how those different kinds of information might need to be or not need to be displayed. Like maybe not everybody needs to see all the notes from every meeting kind of thing.
Yeah, for the meetings, perhaps, but in that playbook, as Rohan mentioned it, and I brought him to this understanding, we don't have things that one can see and the other cannot, right?
Oh, sure. Not really referring
in the meetings potentially, as and that was another thing that Ian asked me, Rafael, would you like to have a read.ai in all our talks? Okay, perhaps not. Not sure, but perhaps not. Yeah, it's part of the game, and you are right, Esther. But the process is completely open to anyone, everyone. Documentation and Google Forms and etc. Perhaps not the outcome of the Google Forms, but that's not being shared-ish.
Oh, sure. No, I'm not really referring to permissions and access. I'm just kind of referring to at a glance where would everything be and what would it look like? Like how would we taxonomize the different kinds of information and present them in a way that is kind of optimal for what people are looking for? Because there'll be people who come on who are just not looking for meeting notes, or they're not looking for operations, they're looking for onboarding information or whatever, you know what I mean? Like there's different types of info and they go to different depths of detail and so on. So that's all I meant.
Indeed, yeah. No, you're right. Well, I'm not sure if you reached or accessed our GitHub, and the idea actually it was even, oh, I want to do this. What I do, hey, take the link here, and then you go directly to it. If you want to go through the thing, you are going to have your role. So what am I trying to do? Oh, I am a voter. Okay, this is the voter one. So you have there the rows voter, or I'm in this circle. Then you can go and you have the proper title. But I got your point. It's important to be more direct in what I want to do, and perhaps having a sort of search field where I can put there how to vote, and then boom, it appears there. It might be a solution as well.
Maybe, although the problem with search functions is that you don't see, like a lot of the time when you're trying to get to know a community or an organization or something, it can be really useful to just see the file structure. You know, that I'm not saying that that's necessarily what we've got to do here, but you know what I mean? Like sometimes you might be looking for one thing, but actually it turns out that you were looking for something different, or there was something more useful. And when you do a search, then it really narrows the focus of what you're looking for to what you think you need. Whereas if you're doing a kind of general exploration or trying to onboard into the ecosystem, then it could be very helpful to just have like you were saying with the wiki, the way that it's laid out on Gitbook and on Wiki is really helpful because it's got that kind of tree structure, you know, nested structure.
Yes, that's the idea.
Yeah.
You go, oh, for instance, here we have, oh, I am an awarded team. Boom. Then I have awarded team. Then who to contact in order to, so I can go there and have my answers, the answers to my question and what to do. That's the whole idea by role. So, oh, I am a review circle member. So I have the review circle there and boom, what I want to know, how to review a contract, and it's there, review contract. It's the perfect process. It's the perfect alignment. No, but it's what we have with the tool that we have now. And honestly, I'm not sure if there is a perfect answer, right? Or tool for that. But yeah, it makes sense to take good care about how we present this in a more direct way.
Sorry, guys. I know we're running past time. I'm gonna try and make this quick, but I think we're kind of circling around a solution that we mentioned previously, sort of like a documentation circle or something like that, where you have one representative from each circle that takes care of notes, takes care of blah blah blah, and they're a part of this documentation circle, which means that they can then discuss with the other representatives in the documentation from circle from other circles. Sorry, circle. But that would probably be the best way to create a structure and make sure that we're not stepping on other circles' toes. It would also ensure that if somebody needed some specific documentation, they don't know exactly what they want, they can reach out to the representative from the circle that they need information from, and then they have a human that they can talk to. They don't need a search function, they don't need anything like that. They have a human they can talk to about exactly what they want, but then that's a time commitment from the circle representative. So yeah.
And not only that, I would say about that resilience that I mentioned. Then the person goes away. Now, who should I get in touch in order to answer my question? So that's why I came with the Git book to have it there. Even if it's not updated, but it's there. And we can have what we can update. Perhaps it's exactly who should we contact in case of. But normally it's the coordinator of that circle if it's circle related. Myself, it's if it's in the program. So yeah, this resilience, I wouldn't like to have people, I mean, being in this sense of, oh, I have to be there, otherwise it wouldn't happen. Like myself, my work, guys, here, just to give you a glimpse of my vision, is to become obsolete. I am working to make me obsolete in the program. That's the idea, right? I want to get to a point that if I am out, the program will run smoothly as well. So that's the whole idea. Guillermo.
Hey guys, yeah, so we are covering a topic that we have been discussing on Review Circle, as sometimes meeting goes too long, and it came up the beginning of the year. So, and also because it's hard for everyone to be on all meetings, and it's good to be updated on decisions and system, and we have improved so much since day one. You know, we have been building tools. You have Rojo bringing solutions, Rafa giving us freedom to improve. So, yeah, we were missing summaries, and yeah, the Read AI. You know, and also there's a bunch of ambassadors here that we bring the good experience and good practice from the program, and we are not sharing. We are full send to use that input in here. You know, we are a bunch of ambassadors. So, and we have learned a bunch of from archive. We have learned about overlapping and building two times the same thing and different workups. So probably, again, this is brainstorming, not another circle needed. You will have a one task assignment for a summary for each circle on each meeting. And we use Read AI recordings to if you're not making all the notes and you're missing something because your phone rings or your kid come into a room, the one in charge of that task of building a summary using a template, because all circles have different templates, then you have the Read AI tool to go back, go through the Read AI notes, highlights, because it is a great tool and it has been proven, recording and put all in there, you know? Because the one thing is the action item that we need to follow up. And that's the way we make decentralized work. We have follow-up items. You can be there. There's somebody taking notes. You don't have to bother or expect somebody to respond to you. Hey, what happened? You go to a Git book, as Rafa was mentioning. So you start putting all a system behind the ideas. And so we can use that. Probably we can do a workshop, you know, one day for how we put summaries. Maybe that helps. But yeah, definitely a follow-up situation. That's why summaries are all good. And also having in mind that we can input this if we use a template as data sets into our future LLM or AI or AGI that can respond deep funding. We can input this data set into one of the projects funded and build. I don't know if Subir is still here, but it's even the ChatGPT app that have all the information of this. So we build that, we can use that, not only for us to go through our missing meetings.
Perfectly.
We will be feeding the machine, yeah.
That was one of my strongest point when asking for reading AI or some sort of more complete outcome of meetings and etc. For us to have a history that could be used as a data set for a future LLM or something like that, in order to answer questions and to check things and etc. Also, Jan came with a very good back to that and say, yeah, but we changed so fast that might not be a good data set to have because we are changing constantly. Even during this call here, perhaps we had some things here that might see, but it's the case. Regardless, we having the data of these discussions, it's very important, but it has to be curated as well, right? So another also overhead for the process that might make sense to have a group or a circle actually taking care of this knowledge management and taking care about these situations in both sides. Meetings and also processes coming from the teams itself. I like processes. I like to make them clear and where you can go there and follow and get to an end. I shared with Juan Pablo, I guess. But I guess no, I shared the process with the videos, right, JP? Yeah, do that this update in the link. But as what we are talking now, and this I created about 10, 12 months ago, but now we have different things exactly with Yugi and the Latin town halls, which makes different, right? So we have to update that document. But now, how to update the document that we have? Who should do that? Myself that created document, JP, another person. So that's what Esther brought. Indeed, it's a very critical topic to be discussed in this documentation part. Well, guys, I'm not sure about you guys, but I have to drop, unfortunately. But it was an amazing call. I'm very glad that we had this open room here to talk and discuss a lot of issues and to put each other on the same page.
Yeah, and to know a little bit more about each other. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone. And don't forget, next week, Thursday, Town Hall at 6 UTC in the afternoon. So we'd love to see you there, please, guys. Let's show the power of our community. Take care and thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you.
Bye.